Now guys, I am not a medical professional at all, but I know how I feel, and well, I have ADD, self-diagnosed ADD, and I'm going to show you 2 meditations that I use to combat it. This is Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and I help you take the person you are and merge it with the person you want to be. And if you like that sort of thing, then subscribe. Last week I did a video about the 6 ways that I stay sane, and one of those ways was through meditation. Not just any meditation though, I do an ADD Sarah special specific meditation that really helps me control my thoughts. Now I'm not saying just any meditation won't do here because, well, the reason I got into meditation was because it helped me and calmed my squirrel tendencies. BTW, I know that my shirt is not helping with the ADD because it's like cat. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 2 ways that I meditate that help me control my thoughts. So let's get into it. So number 1 is the writing meditation. So you need 1, a pen, 2, a notepad or piece of paper or paper towel or anything of that sort, 3, a comfortable posture, and 4, a meta mindset. I'll get into the last one in just a second. The writing meditation is exactly how you would think it is. You sit down, you have your paper in front of you, and you sit there and you're quiet, you look like a monk, and then a thought arises. So you write that thought down, and then you wait a little bit, and then when another thought comes in, you write that thought down. Then you repeat that for up to 1 million times because the ADD mind has a lot of thoughts now, doesn't it? Now you might be asking yourself a few questions about this meditation. Like, for instance, how much of my thoughts do I write down on paper? Are these full sentences or are they just little quick notes? Or you might be thinking, what if I have thoughts about thoughts? Like, I'm bored, like, do I write that down, Sarah? Or, why the F does this work, Sarah? I'm gonna go through those questions one by one. So 1, how much do you write out? I have done it both ways. So if I sit down and I write down all the things that I'm thinking in my head and I just put down full sentences, and then once I get it out, I stop and I wait again, then that kind of becomes a journal exercise and the meditation's longer because of that. But then it helps me in the sense that I feel like I have, absorbed everything in Sarah's mind and I've thought about it enough that it's on paper. But the way to do it if you want to be quicker and if you want to just get your meditation out of the way is to write down the thoughts really briefly, really quickly. You might also ask, Sarah, what about thoughts? Like if I'm bored, is that something I write down? Yes. And this is where the meta mindset comes in, people. You need the meta mindset. Meta refers to metacognition, refers to thinking about one's thoughts. Not meta like METTA, that's loving kindness, but META. So if you're sitting there, you got your notebook in front of you, and you think, WTF, I am so fucking bored. You write that down. Or if you're sitting there and you're like, I'm really cold right now. Why the F won't I turn up my heater? Oh yeah, because I'm trying to save money. You write that down. Like, why do I have so many effing thoughts in my head? Sarah, you have too many thoughts. That you write down. And then you look at it and you acknowledge it and you can put it to the side. And that feeds into the other question, which is, why does this work? And it works because when you're just meditating, it's easy for your mind to just swirl around and you try to stop your thoughts. I mean, that's the goal of meditation, is you calm your thoughts. But if you got distractive tendencies, it really helps to get those thoughts physically on paper. Side note, I actually did a writing meditation as like one of my first ever YouTube videos where I showed my face, and it's obviously my first video and I'm very doe-eyed. So you can do a writing meditation with me. Check that out here. We're going to have a very short cat pause right about meow. And we're back to number 2. The other meditation that helps me with my ADD is the staircase meditation. So in this meditation, you don't need a pen, paper, or anything. You just need that comfortable posture and that meta mindset I love for all meditations. So for this meditation, you're sitting there and you visualize a person walking up a flight of stairs. Now there are 10 steps on this staircase and you're counting 0, 1, 2, 3. But the different thing about this meditation is that every time the person in your mind steps on the first step, you ask yourself, what thoughts do I have in my head right now? And if you have some thoughts, think them, acknowledge them, and push them aside. And if you don't have any thoughts, then continue your way up that staircase. And you continue that all the way up to 10, in which you start back over and you magically get back to the bottom of the stairs. Now, I am not a good visualizer, so the person in my mind is kind of like a blob that doesn't have clothes on, but the blob isn't like naked. No, I'm not like a pervert. Like the blob is just like a blob that I know is a person. And then there's kind of like a motion of stair walking. I'm not a very visual person, people. So a couple questions you might be wondering, you little pupils out there, is 1, what happens if I'm walking up the stairs and I lose track of my place? Well then, you restart from the bottom of the stairs. Another question you might ask is, why does this work for ADD? This works because you're combining all these multitudes of things. So you've got you visualizing, so you're putting the visualization power, and then you're using the counting method, so 0 to 10. And the third thing it combines is the fact that you are acknowledging your thoughts. You're taking a step and you're acknowledging the thoughts in your head. That is very powerful for me. Thank you for tuning in, squirrel. Now guys, I don't always meditate the right way. I just do what helps my mind be its most clearest. So I encourage you to check out the ways that I meditate wrong and how I make it work for me. Check it out there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope your day is as meaningful as you want it to be.